Alrighty, welcome back. We're back at it. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and Dave is taking us around and showing us the amazing collection they have here at Galpin. The historian, I'm going to call him from now on, because he's teaching me a bunch of stuff about things that I like to know about, but I do not know sometimes. And yeah, we're going to start right here, I guess. We got a green 32.
Yeah,
is it a green 32?
That's my sometimes daily driver.
So you'll open that door and run her out and take off, and that's what you're running around in.
Yep.
That's awesome.
This car, I found the shell of this car in a barn in Michigan when I was like 10 years old. And I was able to finally get it from the guy about 15 years ago. So when I built it, I left all the original paint on it
I like that.
that was put on it in Southern California in 1959. So it was
kind
built here as a hot rod, driven to Detroit, taken apart. So I just wanted to drive the car I saw when I was a kid.
I like it that way. I mean, I'm starting to like this. I like the history, I guess. I'm not scared of that.
Yep.
Like anything that I look past that, it doesn't bother me. That just means, it's been used and it's been loved, and you're driving it every day. That's cool. Dang it.
Yeah, it's just
cool.
A little like
It's got a nice new clean interior in it, I would say. Yeah.
Yep. A 471 blown 373 Chevy with a Muncie 4-speed.
Oh wow. So you're getting home quite quick then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this thing.
Yeah,
that's the
cool.
only car I'll never sell.
Right on. And I don't know what this thing is.
Never seen that before.
No, never
right?
seen that before. 1966 is when it all happened and started.
Yep, and this is number 2 of the original 3 from the series.
So they had 3 cars made.
Yes. There was the first one that was the Lincoln Futura concept.
Right.
There was this one, and the third one was the same, except for it was covered in black flocking, that fuzzy material.
Okay.
And they did that so it wouldn't reflect light, so they could shoot night scenes during the day.
Makes sense to me. Jolene would know. Can I walk over here?
Yeah.
So is this a glass car?
Yeah, this is probably the first of the glass cars. First of the glass Batmobiles, anyway. There's a bunch of copies of them now. But this one's the real thing. The most famous car in the world, this one. You can probably go to Bangladesh and show a picture of this, and they'd be like, oh, that's a Batmobile.
I didn't know where Bangladesh is, but you're right. You're probably right. This thing here we saw at the Grand National Roadster Show. This thing is crazy cool. I'm just kind of wondering where the young person was at in the head to think of. I'm not sure.
It started out as a child's drawing on a napkin.
Okay.
And it turned into the first abstract show car.
So we're calling this abstract? Just because?
Yeah, because it's just an abstraction of a Model T.
Yeah. That's so cool. What is the black on the back? Is it metal or is it?
No, this is primer.
Okay.
And it's all fiberglass body, and it's just been painted over and over. So this is all the different colors and layers of the candies and everything.
So will this be restored?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll restore it back to when it was Candy Tangerine Flake in 1965.
Wow. You'll go that far with it?
Yep. It's been missing for over 50 years. I mean, we're just able to get it.
On it, eh?
Yeah, there's all kinds of crap going on the internet now, and I stay away from all of it.
Sometimes it's better just to,
let it go.
Yeah.
My job is to make this new again when the time comes, and that's all I care about. Other people's opinions have never been my concern.
That's their belly button.
Torsion bar suspension.
Yeah, like
little injected Buick. It's got a lot of really rare parts on it. I'm really happy that all of them are still there.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's an easy restoration.
Makes you think, or makes me think anyways.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Well, I guess if there's one reason for this whole place, I would say it's to inspire people to do cool shit. So
yeah, do what you want.
Right.
Yeah, do what you want.
Blocky Jijian's Roadster that he built in 1948.
I've seen that car in a magazine before. I didn't know exactly what's going on here, but the body is part of the
Model
frame.
T molded to a 34 Ford chassis.
And
That's been bobbed in the back.
And the seats are down inside.
Seats are down, and there's a trough for the clutch pedal even.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My favorite part of this whole car, like I loved Blackie. He was a good friend, and him and I, you know, did shows all over for years and years and years. And I miss him and George the most of all the legends, right? The brake lights on this are on a switch, so he could run from the police and not have the brake lights give him away when he was a little hoodlum in the 50s in Fresno.
Tell me something.
Yes.
Where can I get a set of lights that look like that?
Off of a commercial truck from the early 50s.
Okay. Jolene, you need a set of lights like that. This thing is cooler than dang. I've never seen this.
Or you can just make them. I have some buddies down in Orange County that can machine all those for you.
Lights? Yeah.
They'll machine the acrylic and the aluminum.
Wow.
Yep.
This thing's quite something else.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's something else.
And when he would display this at car shows, he'd flip it up on its side on the two tires so they could see all the chrome underneath.
Is this an AAMBR winning car?
Yeah.
Like American Most Beautiful?
Yeah.
So it did win the big trophy, eh?
Yep. It won AMBR.
That's
We usually have two other AMBR winners here, but they're on loan to the Speedway Museum now.
okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I seen this one go across the block.
Yeah, the Hirahata Merc.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Known as the...
It's hard to imagine somebody would want to cut up their new car.
And it was a brand new Merc when they started killing it.
Yeah. It was hard to believe that they would start cutting that up, but that's how it all starts, is it not?
Mm-hmm. Regarded as the most famous custom car in the world. So traditional custom, this is the kind of the bar.
It's beautiful.
It even did a month in a glass house in front of the White House. It's the only custom car in the National Registry.
Like how I didn't notice they cut the corners off the trunk lid.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Well done. I even like this. The kitchen. I love that. That's awesome. Isn't it, baby? Huh? It's awesome. I like that
You
shit.
won't find much boring stuff here.
No. No. Not at all. This would be Elvira's car?
That is Elvira's real car, not the one that was made at Counts. That's a copy.
Yeah.
This is the original one, and the way you can tell is it still has the front part of the roof. When Barris did this, he didn't use a convertible.
Oh, so Barris built it.
Yep.
I didn't know Barris did this car.
Mm-hmm.
And
Barris built all these on this wall. Yeah, this was for the Mistress of the Dark movie.
That's so cool. Keep saying that. It's like, wow. I'm in my happy spot. It's nice. Even this stuff, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, it is. Then we have what would we call this?
That's the rickshaw.
The what?
The rickshaw.
The rickshaw. Never seen it before in my life.
So they actually just reissued the model kit of this one. You can buy it at like Walmart now, but this was built for the World's Fair in Osaka, Japan in 1970. It's not super PC now, but it's amazing, and it's all original. Like Von Dutch did all this. It's pretty bitchy.
What was he like as a person? Did you get to meet him?
I never met him, but I've heard he was an asshole.
Yeah. There you go.
But he was talented, so I choose to look past,
Yes.
and admire him for what he was. He was brilliant, just kind of a dick.
So what are we gonna do? Go up the line, or are we gonna go back and forth?
Yeah, let's stay on the Barris side, and then we'll just come back around.
I've seen you driving this one.
Yeah, the Little Red Wrecker. This was made for a TV show called Sanford and Son,
Right.
and then the show was canceled before this was used, so it never aired. But it's really cool. I love the design. It's really gnarly to drive.
And it's really well done by the looks of things. Like it's...
This is one
well.
that I restored on the TV show.
Okay. It's beautiful. The chrome on this thing, like, whoa.
Yeah, I took all this stuff off to send it to Tennessee to get chromed, and the chromer lost one of these. Or not the chromer, the shipper.
How do you lose that?
Exactly. It weighs like 100 pounds. So I had to have them send it all back so I could build the piece that was missing and then send it all back again. It was a nightmare.
Oh, I like that, how the exhaust, that's
But
cool.
this has like a legit like 900 horse Hemi in it.
I think I could sort of tell when you stepped in. Like it was kind of like, woo.
Yeah, it's terrifying to drive. And there's nothing between your ass and the blower belt.
Oh, I never thought of that. Rip the
Yeah,
shirt right,
and you look out the roof.
rip the shirt right off you.
Yeah.
Huh? Wouldn't that be something now?
Yeah, I've got a
Sitting there
really good
driving all
scar on
sorts
my
of-
elbow from the blower belt.
That's crazy.
Well, see, most of these cars, when they were built, they weren't made to actually function. But when I restore them, I make them work without changing the appearance. So I might have went a little too far with that one.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It looks great. Looks fantastic.
Of course, the Munsters coach. This one I did not restore, so I did take no responsibility for the things that are wrong.
Well, if you don't point them out, I won't know.
Okay. We'll just leave it there. But
There
it
you
is
go.
one of the coolest cars on the planet.
I'm one of those guys too, right? When I used to do customer work and stuff, I'd always point out the stuff that I didn't like, and basically, if you don't point it out, they'd never know anyway.
Yeah.
Basically, I've done that so many times, and it's probably, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. I guess I was just trying to do the best job I could, and
Correct.
I wanted them to know what I knew, I guess. It's crazy. Love it. Cool.
Then this is the mail truck, which is interesting in its own right because it was commissioned by the U.S. government to promote the zip code when it went to 5 digits in 1968. So it's rad.
And how would this promote that?
Because it says zip code and it has zippy and
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I can remember when our telephone got more numbers. I said, how am I going to remember that? It's 5 digits. And then it'd be, you know what I mean? And then it was 2 at once. It was 2, and then it went to 582, and then then the number. But it was all pretty good shit. Do you see the seats in here?
Yeah, I don't like an
seats
ice
here.
cream parlor.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool. It's badass. Badass.
Oh no, that better not.
Me and Jolene could have this one. It's like a bed. This is a Volkswagen, is it not?
Fuck. That's not good. That's the bed buggy.
The bed bugs. The bed bug. Bear's
I have
bed
no
bug.
idea why he built that. They made a model kit of it, but I don't think it really had a purpose. It would be the most horrible thing to drive. The shifter's over your left shoulder and the brake is the handle on the right.
I would say he probably built it because he could. Because he could. That's so cool. I never seen that one before either. It looks good. I mean, I just like the look of the roof, how it's leaned down. I like how it looks good. Headlights on it.
I like it just because it's silly.
Well, I mean, let's face
The
it.
wood lights are bitchin'. Those are the only brass wood lights I've ever seen. All the other ones are chrome, like on the mail truck.
Yeah. And they're called wood headlights?
Wood lights.
Wood lights.
Those were only available to coach built or aftermarket.
Okay.
They never came on a production car. Now they're about 10 grand a pair.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Well, this bad boy.
And this is the end of the Barra stuff. This is the Fireball 500 from the movie with the same name. The 65 Barracuda,
I don't know why someone doesn't build something like this now and drive it around.
for sure.
That's cool, and dang it. So this car has not been restored, I take it?
No, it's the logo has been changed, but all the candies and everything are original.
And this must change it too, actually. After a while, has it changed? Or
It has. This is the only 3-piece one of these I've ever seen. Most of them are one piece with that all being one, or just the crest without the car.
What would this have in it for an engine? Would this run and drive?
It's like a 260 something V8. It's the smallest V8 of the time, but it runs and drives fine. I've drove it all over the place.
I enjoy these lights. These lights are cool.
Those were aftermarket sports car mirrors.
We got some Winfield stuff over here.
Yep, there's Gene.
Maybe I want a dragster on our wall.
That came out of a barn in Ohio that was parked in 1960.
See, I love that stuff. That's cool.
That's got an Olds in it, injected Olds.
That's cool. People say I build things that are not safe. Look at a rear end right beside your nuts, right?
Yep.
And that blows up and goodbye nuts. I've never seen this up close.
This one's really nice, except for the roof's leaking on it right now because of all the crazy rain.
That's too bad.
Yeah. It'll be the third time I've had that spot fixed in the last month.
Someone restored this truck, did they not?
I think Squeeges did this one.
They did a beautiful job on it.
They did a really nice job.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Gene must be proud of it, seeing it here and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Then we got another Gene truck.
Yep, the Pacifica. This is the second Pacifica that he built to replace his original one.
This is the one I was at his house and helped play on.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I worked on this one for a little while.
Okay.
We had a bunch of us there. I spent a week or two on it. And I never got to see it. I got to see it like this when he brought it to Moncton Nationals.
Okay.
But I didn't. I just seen it.
How'd you like hanging out in the desert for 2 weeks?
I didn't realize it was so cold at nighttime.
Oh yeah, it gets cold.
I damn near froze. Gene gave me a little room with about 2,000 magazines in it, and give me a spot to lay down, and he gave me a couple blankets. But I froze every night. It's like and I couldn't wait to get to work because I get warmed up. You know what I mean? But it was good.
Nice.
I got a little picture at home where he thanked me for coming down. But that's when I first met him. He did a chop on a car, and I took the course, and that's what happened.
I think the world of Gene.
Well,
I absolutely love him.
I think so many people do, you know. Let's face it, he's a good guy.
This is Stage Fright, and this was one of my very first Hot Wheels as a kid. This was a lot of Dan Wood's influence in building on this one.
Look at the suspension on it.
He was pretty famous for all of his funky suspensions. A lot of cantilever springs and horizontal opposed springs sometimes on some of them over there.
Yeah, so he's kind of that's something else.
He was way ahead of his time.
He was, like, really. This is, again, cooler than Dang It. That's cool.
Yeah, so the story goes, this was...
So all this he built this out of, like, what's this built out
The
of?
two sides were hanging in a restaurant in Downey.
Okay.
And one of the members of their car club was Larry Wood, the Hot Wheels designer. And he sketched this while they were having breakfast. And they bought the sides off the restaurant and built this.
I want to go home and build something funny. I'll probably just end up going back to work. Right on. Yeah, this one, yeah.
Boot Hill Express. Probably one of the most famous custom cars of all time. I don't know how many times I built this model as a kid.
I never built many models as a young person, but I recognize this, that's for sure.
The good thing is you can still build them as an adult. Nobody judges.
I wonder, like when I built the Green Goblin, the whole time I was building it, I was kind of thinking, what the hell am I doing? You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing? What am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying? But I kept going with it because I had to finish it because I said I was going to finish it for the show. But they must have thought the same thing when they were building this. They were probably thinking, what the hell are we doing? Or were they excited and they wanted to get it finished? I'm not sure. But
well, Ray Farner, when he did this, he did a whole funeral procession. He had a flower car, a wake wagon, a trike, and he had this really bitchin' procession that was really cool. And now they're all broken up and in different places.
I just like the big tires. Crazy. Crazy. More nice posters on the wall. And this is yours, is it not?
This is the one that I built to replace the original one that was lost. So I built this 20 years ago in my shop in Michigan. Rescaled it.
Was you thinking, what the hell am I doing when you were doing it, or what?
Well, I knew what I was doing because I had the model kit.
No, but I mean, what are you doing
it
it for? Like,
yeah, kind of.
Well, because it probably cost a bunch of money at the time.
It was a shitload of money, and
time.
Everyone thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
Because
well, I mean, look at the front end on it. You were thinking like.
But you know, this was my favorite of all the Roth cars because it was so crazy with the 2 engines and everything.
Right.
And I don't know, it just sort of happened. And this was the car that sort of catapulted me into this world of
custom
restoring all this stuff or building it.
And so, like I said, if you've never built it, where would you be now? If you know.
Correct.
Yeah. So you're happy that you built it, obviously.
This was my first real build and my first magazine cover, and look, it all happened with this one. This is how Bo and I met.
Right.
I tried to sell him this car, and then another guy came and paid way more for it, so I sold it to him, and then it moved around a little bit, and then he was able to get it and add it to this place.
Well done. Well done.
So basically everything from the trikes this way is Ed Roth.
Okay.
So this is the wishbone.
That thing is so cool.
Yeah. We restored this one on the show as well.
Yeah. So this is a Volkswagen?
Yeah, I think he said it was a Porsche, but essentially it's just a Volkswagen.
And it's narrowed up heavily.
Yes. I always hated that it was wider in the front than the back because it goes against proportional laws of aesthetics.
I just started to notice what I'm looking at here. This is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And to see all these.
Yeah.
Those are cool. If I keep saying that word too much, it's just how I feel, that's all. That's how I feel. This is called Tweety Pie.
This is Tweety Pie.
Tweety Pie.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the 3 most famous T-buckets in the world. Over 5 million model kits of this sold.
I read something when he got a contract, he got a penny per model, was that true? And he made $16,000, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be a lot of models. You get $16,000 of whatever he made in a year.
Right.
For a penny per model. That'd be quite a, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I think it meant more than it does now. Oh man.
You say back in the day it meant more?
Well, yeah, a penny per model then was way more than it is now.
Right.
This car was 59.
Yeah.
So the dollar went a lot farther back then.
You like how they made this the frame. It did not matter.
It's a 32 frame, and he just wrapped it around and welded it together.
Right. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's over.
It's got really good proportions on this thing. Like, he did a lot of weird shit with the grill that nobody would do, but it works.
Yeah, he sectioned it quite heavy, did it not? And it does got a nice look, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He finished the trim down around the front. Looks good. And the headlight bars, you just kind of bend some pipe and put some headlight. Cool.
One thing Roth was famous for is I
never got to meet him.
He didn't own a tape measure.
I know who that guy is.
And he wouldn't use a drill. Every hole is cut with a torch.
My drill is the arch enemy for me. I'm a lot alike. I hate the drill. And I don't use a tape measure too much. I try to stay away from it. It slows you down.
This is Rotar, who's awfully dirty now because I think I had the skylight open last week. This car actually hovered in 1960. 61.
Yeah.
2 Triumph motorcycle engines on their side. But he also was demoing it.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? It looks like the little car that I seen, and it's kind of
got Jetsons.
Well, there was a car in your car show you guys were at in Japan. Was there Moon Ice?
Oh yeah, the little go kart.
Well, they come from this.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it come from that. I mean, inspired. I mean,
so this one is a really good lesson in how Roth's brain worked because he used what was available, but he had ways of making use of things without making it obvious.
Yeah.
So like the top of that is a 59 Caddy front bumper section.
I see it now, but I would never thought it before. Like it's the bumper. Yeah, that's cool.
The antennas are just takeoffs. These are tail lights. My favorite part are these are kids' soccer shin guards. And if you look down inside, you can see that it was actually wired with Christmas lights.
Well, there you go.
Because he had it.
I like the seat, how they got it upholstered and stuff. Could you imagine firing that thing up for the first time, man? You want to stand back?
Oh yeah, right there you can see. See the Christmas lights?
Yeah, I do see the Christmas lights, yeah.
Because wire's wire, and that's what he would use.
Wire is wire. Man, I'm telling you, this is the best.
So this is Roth's shop truck that we found in a barn in Oklahoma.
This definitely has been restored, obviously.
I did a full super anal restoration on this one.
Yeah.
The original grill is next to you because I didn't want to paint over the original painting.
Gotcha.
So, but I restored it back to the way it was when Roth did it.
It's nice. It's beautiful.
So he started with a mint green truck and painted over it when it was brand new. So I restored it to a mint green truck, put it all together,
green inside the thing there, yeah,
and then painted it the same way he did. And wherever there's green is where it was when I took it apart.
You preserved it. I can remember that when this one hit the magazine.
Oh yeah, this was a big story.
Yeah.
This was probably the biggest barn find story until the T just came out.
Wasn't it a strip joint?
It was worse than that.
It was worse than that.
It was being used as a dumpster outside of a sex shop in Juarez, Mexico, the most dangerous city in the world. And that's what it looked like when we found it.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Like, it was pretty cool.
So this was Bill and I's first project together. After it was found, I flew out and sort of led the restoration on this one.
All chrome chassis on it.
And this has the
blows my
265
mind,
out of Ed Roth's 55 Chevy. That was his daily driver at the time.
And he took the engine out.
He took the engine out and put it in this.
He's a true car guy. He needed an engine. He took it out of his car and put it in there and went for it.
Yep.
Well, this thing back here, what's this one called?
There's one of the repop outlaw bodies back there that I'll never build that into a car because there's already a couple clones. But it's neat to just have the body. And then this chopper that a friend of mine built. It's just silly, but it fits.
Hey man, it's cool. I like this here. Well done on this. Making that and getting that and look like he's pinstriping there.
Robert Williams repainted the dash of that to replicate Roth's original mess that he made.
So that they did that. They went for.
Yeah. He would like mix paint on the dash and whatever.
Mix paint on the dash.
So Bob and I spent...
Okay, so he went around pinstriping this thing. He'd mix his paint up in there?
Well, it turned into like this weird little art piece. So it was really hard to replicate that. Bob and I spent days like dumping out different colors and taking black and white photos because there was no color photos of this to restore it.
Right.
So we had to, take a bunch of photos in black and white to figure out what the colors were.
Gotcha. Amazing. Awesome. Now I can say I seen it.
Globe Hopper. He actually drove this from here to Alaska.
Are you serious?
That's a picture of him in Alaska. Inside, Robert Williams named this one. There's the helmet that he's wearing in the photo.
So it actually is a motorcycle sort of deal thing?
It's a trike. It has a Porsche engine. It's horrible to drive. It's not horrible, it's weird because the brake pedal is above the gas pedal and it swings the wrong way. So every time you try to hit the brake, you're looking for something.
I don't feel so bad because I've done some wild stuff, try to make stuff work, and you do what you got to do to make it work, eh? He was big into making motorcycles too, eh? Yeah,
he really liked the trikes. So the Great Speckled Bird is all original. That's never been touched. This one was a brand new kit that a friend of mine bought, and I built it for him and painted it. And that's the secret weapon that's an original Roth that has been restored.
Wow. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. Yeah, I've never seen that.
Over here we have our little Von
I've
Dutch
seen this
section.
thing, yeah.
Oh yeah, the Honda. I forgot the Honda. This was his daily driver when he worked at Knott's Berry Farm, and this one he would just mix paint all over the place and do lettering at truck stops and car shows.
He was the first one to start doing things on T-shirts, was he not?
He was one of them. I don't know if he wasn't really the first, but he was the one that mainstreamed stuff. He really made it popular.
He was going
Back
to
in the day, it was him and Roach and Mouse, and a lot of different people knew it.
Some of the Roach and Mouse I've never heard tell of, probably, but
Okay. So all this is Von Dutch. This is the Toad that he built out of a BMW Isetta. Harley Davidson fenders and just scraps. A lot of his tools, guns, knives.
I've seen his guns go. Actually, I've seen the gun go up for auction. Man, I'm not sure if.
Oh yeah. The one that's unfinished is the one he was building when he died.
Okay. What age did he get to?
I'm not even sure how old he lived, but
Quite a helmet.
yeah, there's a picture of him right there wearing that helmet.
There you go. That's crazy.
My favorite thing is this little cannon that shoots 22 longs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You carry that around as just a.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got the Von Dutch right in his air ratchet.
Yeah, he engraved everything that was his. He didn't want anybody taking anything.
Von Dutch on the gun, on the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Well
All
done.
the sculptures that he did, more endless stuff.
Nice.
Little bar area.
Did you design this?
Yeah.
That's cool. Man, we need that in our house.
Yeah, I made the bar, I made the light.
That's cool.
I had a buddy reupholster all this funky furniture to match.
I gotta go and take a look. That's so cool. Well done. That's awesome.
Service is awful. I've been waiting for a drink all day.
Huh?
The service is awful. I've been waiting for a drink all day.
Oh yeah, it's bullshit.
You have this is the Williams painting up here, is it not?
That's one of Robert Williams, yeah.
Would he paint something like that big?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh wow.
And sometimes this big. It just depends.
Right, yeah.
Most of the stuff he's been doing lately is like 3 feet.
Okay.
Ish.
Is he still alive, this man?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're basically my parents.
Oh yeah, you were saying that.
So
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with them tomorrow night. And you know,
This is their car over here, is it?
yeah,
not?
that's his prickly heat 32 Roadster and his 3-window coupe there.
Right. His wife's talented too, is she not?
Very much so, yeah.
Okay, I've seen that. I've seen the one up top. I've never seen that one before. I've never seen this one before.
Most of his art is outside the hot rod world.
Yes. Seen this one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We just finished watching a documentary on Andy Warhol.
Oh yeah.
Amazing how
He
much.
used to hang out with those guys. Kenny Scharf, who was in that quite a bit, is a good friend.
Okay. It's quite something, you know, for the art that he was
Keith
making,
Haring,
and
yeah, it was
then
amazing.
And the, I guess the value of
Yeah,
his stuff, like
It's insanity.
it is insanity. So what is this all about?
So that's one of Bob's sculptures. It's called the Diamond in a Goat's Ass.
I never even noticed it up there. A diamond in a goat's ass.
That is a turn of the century term for pretentiousness. Hence the butler with the tails and all the snobby part of it serving up. Yeah.
I could go home and make one of
The
those.
stamp collectors also
Wow.
really rad.
That's
This is it's a really great piece, but I am afraid I can't tell the story about this one to your people. It looks innocent enough.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, it's fiberglass.
So how would that be made? You think they would make a mold and
So how these were made is they would do it to scale 3D printed, and then they would make molds, and then they would do the glass, and then it would all be hand finished and hand painted
Wow.
and everything.
He's wearing
It's quite
penny.
a process.
He's wearing quarter penny loafers, or quite something else.
Here, let's go back over to this. We missed a couple over here.
Geez, I'm running around with a zipper down.
Well, there's worse things.
This is the one that you.
So this is Orchid, yeah. This was built, I built this for the Autorama in Detroit 10 years ago.
That's
And
beautiful.
this is probably my favorite build of all the builds.
Is it white? Is it blue? Is it?
It's ice blue with purple candy and pearl
It's-
white.
It's prettier in person than it is on.
A lot of custom touches.
You
on
you
this
wouldn't. I thought the car was white. That's
It
pretty. Isn't it?
photographs differently in different places.
That's pretty. Very pretty.
And then this one is the bubble top that came completely out of my head. So I built everything here from scratch.
So this is your build.
Yep.
Well done. Well, that now, would you?
17 years ago.
You should have got a few more carburetors put on it.
They only that manifold's the biggest one they make.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
The Munsters coach has 10.
Okay.
This one has 8.
Amazing. That's so cool.
And I did this one the
everything
same
about it.
way Roth used to. So I sculpted this whole car out of plaster and laid the glass over it, made a mold, and then a lot of work. Very messy. I don't have this much ambition anymore. Just to be clear, that shit's over.
That shit's over.
I'm tired.
Pretty cool suspension on that too, eh?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to use the suspension as the grill.
Yeah, like the things coming up, hold the bird, shocks all hooked on the same thing. Wow. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Alrighty, we still got this whole side over here.
We'll just keep walking this way.
Alrighty,
And we're going over, this is the Pink Panther.
that
is
is
it not?
that's the Pink Panther
Okay.
limo. Yeah,
What was this built for? Like
the ultimate limousine was
ultimate
designed by Ed Newton.
Ed Newton. Ed Newton would be one of his workers, or
Ed Newton was the art director for Roth Studios
Okay.
either before or after Robert Williams. Now my brain isn't working.
Yeah.
The inside of this is called the pleasure capsule.
I could see that.
Yeah.
He's got a bar
Got
up
a
there.
bar,
in
it's
front
got a
and
princess
telephone.
phone. I actually just did a really fun photo shoot with Carmen Electra here a few weeks ago in this. Yeah.
It looks like, a really well done thing, I mean.
It started out as an Oldsmobile Tornado. So it's front wheel drive with a 455.
Yeah. I'm telling you, just
I did Leno's show with this one and drove him around.
okay.
Didn't like that day very much. But I was up here and he was back there. Just driving around.
I gotta go to the other side and check this out. It's got beautiful paint on it. Absolutely gorgeous paint on it.
I restored it a few years ago.
Yeah, gorgeous. Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame too, someone has an idea or someone has a will and a want and they build something like this and people want to tear you down because they don't get it or they don't want to get it or they don't like it or they've never seen one before.
Well,
And
this is
basically-
also how the cartoon started. Like how the opening of the cartoon went. The opening of the cartoon went. This car would pull up in front of Grauman's in Hollywood, and then they would have the little animations get out of it. So there were a bunch of toys, like model kits. It was kind of a big thing, but nobody understood it, of course, because
Right.
it looks more like an anteater than a Pink Panther.
It's cooler than dang it though, I can say that for sure.
So these are the Dan Woods trucks. So Dan Woods built the milk truck when he was 15 years old in woodshop in high school.
Are you serious?
So he was always way ahead of his time.
Look at this, look at the suspension on front of that.
Uh-huh.
That's so cool. Like, I mean, it is what it is, But so the body is wood,
The body's wood with glass over it.
right?
And, you know, he showed up with this as I think done as a 16-year-old kid, and that got him a job working for Ed Roth. And he went on to build some of Roth's cars that Ed got credit for, like the Druid Princess and Megacycle.
Right on.
His progression was leaps and bounds. This was the second car he built. So this is a full Indy style suspension, the first Jag rear end under a hot rod.
Okay.
Opposed coils on the front end. Indy tires all around, custom made wires.
Yeah.
The engine in this one is the second or rear engine from Mickey Thompson's 2-engine dragster.
I'm not sure which one I like the best.
This one is always my favorite.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking. This one's cool too.
Yeah, I like the pizza wagon, but it's got that round roof, and this one just looks more pissed off.
Yeah.
So I like this one. And so this one has a nail head in it. This one has an Olds. That one's a Pontiac.
Do they run?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one here's got look at the suspension.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Very well done. I like the mirrors on or the glass.
Yeah.
That's cool, eh? Huh? That's good. That's good. I like it. I like it.
That was a typical thing. Like even the fire truck has
Yeah.
it. The fire truck was built by Chuck Miller, and that won the Riddler in 1968 in Detroit.
A lot of history here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of history. So well done too, eh? You guys restored them so nice. Like, I mean, let's face it, something like this would be daunting to paint and restore, no doubt in my mind.
That's my favorite part, is trying to recreate the old paint.
Yeah. Just steering wheel up between your legs.
Mm-hmm.
With the, 2 blowers on it, and holy rootin', huh? Little tiny shifter on it, see a little shifter on it,
Yeah.
steering on it.
Dan was big on, he only wanted you to see what he thought you should see.
Right.
So he would do a lot of really neat stuff. One of the things that he started doing on the ice truck that I thought was really bitchin' is he would chrome tubing and run the wires through them so they just disappear.
That's
And
a
they
nice
only
idea.
come out right where it needs to come out.
Yep.
So Chuck Miller's fire truck.
This one's got a
Super
winding
rad.
steering wheel, eh?
It's got a tiller. It's horrible to drive with that thing. I mean, if you're Chuck Miller size, it's easy. He's about Jolene size. And for me, it's like I have scars on my knees from that thing whipping back around.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Mm-hmm.
So you would keep that chrome place in business?
Oh, yeah.
Rootin'.
So this is the Grasshopper, which is really bitchin'. Like, this was built,
Look at the inside of this one.
and it was on the cover of Hot Rod in 1959. And it was a really important car, but it got changed into another car. So I completely recreated this from the 7 photos in the Hot Rod magazine. It's the only time I've ever chromed an engine block and heads.
I've never seen that before.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't recommend it. Expensive. But it really is bitchin'. Has one of the rarest supercharger setups on the planet, Tom Beatty. This was before the cogged belt, so they just keep adding belts until it stops slipping.
There you go. And it took 6. No, 1, 2, 3.
8 on this one. His belly tank had 10. This is an early Olds as well.
Wow. Blew my mind.
Which leads us to the most ridiculous car of the group,
Yeah, we seen you ride this one.
the bathtub. A twin bathtub, actually. This was built by Bob Reisner. And
It almost would have been a fad at that time. Would have.
well, the themed cars were the fad. They would do the most ridiculous thing to get the kids to the car shows.
Right. They may need to do it again.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah, they may need to do it again.
Look at how little that T is next to the Batmobile.
Yeah. I noticed how small it was when we looked at
the
it.
The wheelbase is 6 foot. Cracks me up.
Do you have the story why it was hidden and why it was missing so long?
A little bit of it. Everybody, like the original builder, has a story. The guy that had it for a while has a story. I don't know who to believe. I just know that it's my job to make it bitchin' when the time comes.
Gotcha.
I don't worry about the rest of it.
Awesome.
But I think
I like how you got the show light up there. That light there gives it a nice
light box.
Yeah, awesome.
I had Scott Ian from Anthrax's 60th birthday here, and they played. They had a stage right there, set up under that light. So him and like 30 of his rock star friends came and played 44 songs nonstop on New Year's Eve. It was amazing.
We didn't get our invite. I'm just joking. That's awesome.
Well,
thanks, Dave. I really appreciate it, man.
Anytime,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Glad to see you guys again. It's been a long time.
You have a really nice spot to hang out.
Yeah.
And do your work, right? Feel like getting inspired, walking here maybe a little bit, and then run back out there and do your thing.
I need constant visual stimulation. Like that's how my brain works.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
So yeah, there's a lot of times where I'm just walking around and then things just come to you and back to work you go.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming back. If you're wowed just as much as I am, put a comment in and tell Galpin how much you appreciate their collection. And it's quite something else, like really it is. I don't think it's open to the public, but I think if you knew Dave at all.
Appointment only.
Appointment only.
But we can work out stuff.
Okay. But if you ever get a chance to come here, I suggest you do. And it's just mind-blowing, the amount of work, the creativity, and the history, basically. And a
lot of original thinking in this building.
Now I don't feel so bad when he tells me that Ed Roth never had a measuring tape. Now I don't feel so bad because I don't use it much either. But thanks a lot for coming back. We appreciate it. Come back tomorrow. We'll certainly be here.